Hey everybody, welcome back. We are here on Give the Drummer Some. Today we're going to speak to one of my brothers, a cat who does more than just drum and in a different way. This man is a producer and his name is King Kai. Welcome, King. How are you today?
What up? What's going on?
Glad you could join us, man. Hope you wouldn't mind. We're going to take a few minutes to talk some stuff.
Word.
Alright. Bet. Alright, jump right in. How and when did producing gain your interest?
How and when? Just listening to, I guess around the age of 11, 12, you start listening to your own music instead of the music your parents listen to, and it didn't take me that long to realize that it's the same music, just modified, chopped up, and I just started to realize somewhere around the age of 12 or 13 in that first Tribe Called Quest album era that, you know, production is where it's at. I want to be somewhere, and I want to feel that era. I want to be in there somewhere. So production really struck my interest early.
I see. Okay. So you mentioned Tribe Called Quest. But who were your biggest influences musically?
Oh man, and that's just it, man. When I listening to Tribe Called Quest, and listening to the KRS-Ones and all those dope groups, EPMD, and I started to realize that they were taking from the music that my parents were listening to before, when I was even younger than what I was experiencing that. And I started to realize, yo, this is dope how this music is being recycled, and not just recycled, but the energy is being redistributed in a different way to a new generation, and they're bridging these gaps. So they became heavy influences on me, like the Pete Rocks and the Supremes and all those producers back in the day, the Lost Professors, and those producers really gave me a sense of direction of where I wanted to go, how I wanted to approach music, and so they were heavy influences on me. Those producers and those artists.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so how do you prepare for producing music?
You know what, man? To be real with you, sometimes it's, I may just brew me up some tea, because I don't really drink alcohol. I may brew me up some tea, twist me up a bat, and I may just take a walk in the park, man, feed the squirrels and the birds. I'm a nature person. I love nature, so I go out in the nature. And, I'll enjoy a day. I gotta let that ultraviolet ray hit my skin. Or I may just, throw on some Ramsey Lewis or some Alex Coltrane or something, and just vibe to something that has nothing to do with beats, nothing to do with hip hop, in a way, and just listen to that for hours, and then I'll go into my mode, and I'll load up my beat kits, as of course, to me everything starts with rhythm. So even though I'm not a kick with the foot and hit with the snare drummer, I'm what you call a finger drummer. But that's where sometimes it starts, and it's just different ways. There's no one cipher that starts a King Kai production. It's different ways it started. So whatever way it flows, that's the avenue I take.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, how do you keep performing at such a high level?
I think that learning how to reinvent yourself is very key to performing at a high level all the time. You have to not be afraid to dabble, so lack of a better word. Not be afraid to shake that tree, that mental tree, that creative tree you got in your head, and see what other fruits fall out. And don't be afraid to bite into them and see where the sound takes you. A lot of people get content with their sound and they stay right there. And as long as they get the people that they're used to bobbing their heads and saying, yo, that's dope, they're fine. But me, I'd love to hear a whole new group, a whole new set of people, be like, yo, that shit was fly. You was on something different. I don't know what you tapped into, but keep tapping into that. Yeah. And that makes me feel good. So I just keep trying to reinvent what I'm doing, how I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And stay fresh.
So a diversity of self?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, here's one. If you could work with one in the music industry, who would it be?
Just the one. Say.
Say a top group or one of your top choices.
We'll stick to one because one is hard. I'm gonna say one is hard because, and I'm assuming you asking me this, that I can go any genre in any year I want.
Yes.
Right?
Sure.
Okay. So if it was someone from now that is, and I hate when people say relevant, because to me all artists are relevant. If you're out and you're creating and you're doing things, you're relevant to me because you're an artist and you're making moves. But someone that's recognizable, I would say, that I think I would work well with in the studio, and the sound would come out just, people would be like, what the hell? This is bananas. Would be someone like Anderson .Paak. I think because of his versatility, because he got vocal range, because he writes, because he can also spit, and of course my primary is hip hop, and he also produces, and he's a live drummer as well. I love working with live drummers because I can talk to drummers. They know what I feel when I say, yo man, I need the beat to do all types of things, and I can talk with my hands and they understand what I'm saying. And I think that's important. I think that he would understand me in the studio. Someone who's late and great, who probably, doesn't exist anymore, I would probably say if I had to do like the dopest R&B album, vocal wise, Aretha would be my choice. Just the way her and Curtis did the Sparkle joint, I believe me and Aretha would do some beautiful new age Sparkle type album. I think that would be dope. Busta's always there as far as just some pure hip hop, adrenaline, get everybody jumping, everybody about to jump out a damn window. I believe me and Busta would do some banana things, and like other hip hop artists like Wish of 5'9" and people like that. I definitely see myself in the studio vibing with and dropping some beats under, and they would be like, "Yo, Kai, wow, thank you for that," and the world would thank us for it. So, just a couple. That's just a couple of people that I see, and it's so many artists that I believe that Janelle Monáe. I mean, you name them, in that R&B, soul, hip hop, soul, funk, and anywhere up in there, house music, reggae, which are genres that people don't really like to jump into anymore. I would love to reinvent some reggae and some house music.
Huh.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah.
Is there a difference in producing, say, just part of a song, like a beat or a hook or something, versus doing, say, a whole project, an album, as we used to call them? This is my final question of the day. Sorry, but we don't have that much time.
I would say yes, to keep it short. And then I would also say the big difference is that, again, the artist makes a difference. If you're working with an artist, producing something in the final stage of it versus the beginning stages, which normally is just the production of it, the music production of it, is a big difference. I can sit by myself and go through an arrangement from beginning to end, but it really doesn't. It really isn't a production. I didn't really produce anything until I put an artist on it, and we've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's, and it's a final production, and there's a mix on it and a mastering, and we're ready to present it. And when you're ready to present, that's a big difference. Because most of the time, even a lot of cats know me, if I'm in the studio and I play some tracks, the first thing I'll say, if you say, man, that's dope, can I have it? It's not finished. And I know people hear that all the time, and they hate hearing that from producers, but we can't help it. Unless it's done, it's not done. So, but it's great for you to vibe to it and want to write to it and everything. You be that artist that finish it for us. That's what we want. We want you to say, give it to me as is. I'll write this one and then bring it back, and then I'll say, oh, you've done that. You put all that meat and cheese and lettuce and tomatoes in there, and so I'm gonna put this other piece of bread on top of it. And now we got a goddamn sandwich, and we can cut this joint, eat it, and present it, and it's production. It's done. So yeah, it's a big difference. Big drops.
Thank you for explaining that to us. Thank you for your time today, brother. Thank you for being with us here on Give the Drummer Some.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. It's fun. Real fun. Word.
All right.